global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Nobody, everybody reject what they do.
See the area, everyone.
Everybody, the citizens say that fake election.
Fake election. Very fake.
Nothing real about it.
Nothing real about it.
We are just doing our normal. It's fake and rubbish.
It's fake. Rubbish.
It's rubbish. Constitution does not know.
No, it does not know that. How will the solar administrator conduct local government?
Let them go ahead.
No, for the peace of the state.
I mess Nigeria up.
It's fine.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Yes, the elections results are already pouring in. Of course, every Nigerian, before it all began, we already have an idea of how the result will look like, but most Nigerians did not really know exactly how where Fubara was all this while. Of course, we all do know one thing that was certain: Fubara was not at the polling unit, and some of the insider sources and his supporters have said to give us insight of exactly what went behind the scene. And of course, it's also going to hear full juicy details on the way forward and the plans ahead of all of this. But before we go into the news proper, kindly subscribe to our channel. We also give you updates also on the issue of the Supreme Court verdict about suspension of Fubara. Now, according to the news, a source has opened up on why the suspended governor of Rivers State, similarly for was conspicuously absent during the local government election conducted by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission (RISEC). Now, according to the Post, Fubara's key supporters, including Chief of Staff Edison Ehi, Secretary to the Government Tamil Danagogo, and other notable loyalists, were absent from their respective polling units during the election. Similarly, the 23 former local government chairmen whom the Supreme Court sacked also shunned the election. One of the loyalists who spoke to the publication, as mentioned above, said there was no need to participate in the exercise, stating that we knew the winners before the election started. So why do we need to waste our precious time to go and vote? Vote for who? He clarified that the governor is not in the country at the moment, saying we are expecting him to be back early next month, close to when he will be returning to the office. Most of the things happening today are part of the agreement Wike and Fubara signed in the presence of Mr. President. They have taken the power from the governor, he added. And according to him, Fubara believes that there is nothing, including his seat, that cannot be sacrificed for the sake of peace. Have you seen where an elected president removes another elected leader before? It has never happened. We all listened to Shetima when he said that the president has no power to suspend even a local government chairman, but to talk of a sitting governor. But it has happened, and they did it successfully. That's the country we live in today. Next, you can see at the background, of course, you're getting to see a lot now. The Post that they have taken power from Fubara is already everywhere. As I've seen at the background, you get to see the fact that the RISEC officials have decided to do the needful. There are nobody coming out, really, just a few places here and there where the supporters of Yeson Wike were there, gathered a little of their support to come in. But majority of the whole places, Popo Koro was totally absent. Nobody was there, and there's a lot of hackling tags trying to thumbprint, at least make it look as if people came out. Holidays coming, I tell you. But the chairman of the Council of Legal Education, Chief Emeka Ngige San, Senior of Nigeria, has called on the Supreme Court to fast-track the hearing of the suit filed by 11 state governments challenging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's declaration of emergency rule on Rivers State. Ngige has also commended the federal government and security agencies for what he described as a decisive onslaught against Boko Haram. Now, however, Tinubu's emergency proclamation on March 18, 2025, suspending Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, and the entire members of the State House of Assembly, replacing them with a sole administrator. However, 11 state governments approached the Supreme Court in suit number SCCV 329225, challenging the constitutionality of the president's action. Now, the states argued that the president cannot suspend elected officials and replace them with his appointee under the guise of emergency rules, insisting that such actions contravene Section 1 Sub 2 5(2), 176, 180, 188, and 305 of the 1999 Constitution. And the federal government, however, filed a preliminary objection contending that the plaintiffs lack the local standing and that no genuine dispute exists. Delivering a paper at the 2025 Annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) in Enugu, Ngige called on the Supreme Court to expedite action on the suit. Ngige noted that the matter, having been fully joined by parties, is ripe for hearing. This case touches on the rule of law, democracy, and the rights of the Rivers people to be governed by an elected government. It is of utmost importance that the Supreme Court immediately schedules a hearing, even during vacation, so the matter can be resolved on the merits, Ngige stressed. He urged the Supreme Court to fast-track proceedings, given that the 6-month emergency rule expires on September 18, 2025. It is immaterial whether the state of emergency will be renewed or not. The case touches on the rule of law, democracy, and the rights of Rivers people to be governed by the democratically elected state government, he argued. Citing Article 13, Sub 1 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, Ngige maintained that citizens have the right to participate in government through freely chosen representatives, not imposed administrators. He also warned that delay could render the case academic, recalling that Supreme Court handling of Plateau State of Nigeria and Honor versus Attorney General of the Federation and Honor 2006, where some substantive issues were left unresolved. Now, the Supreme Court must immediately schedule a hearing, even during the vacation, to resolve this crisis. The stability of our democracy demands nothing less, he declared. Ngige also lauded the federal government's onslaught on terrorists. And the federal government have done quite a lot on terrorism. Now, he continued also, Ngige lamented the spread of insecurity in other regions. But, what concerns right now is the issue of Fubara. Just a few days back, the Arise TV anchor person, Rufai, saying he did challenge the Supreme Court, challenging them to expedite and hear this case. It shouldn't make it academic. We do not know how Fubara will feel. Right now, Fubara is actually nonchalant about what is going on. He's resting somewhere outside the state, cooling off, waiting for coming back. According to insider sources, that to be coming back first week of September, and to see what will eventually happen. And then for the senior advocate of Nigeria, Ngige, is insisting that the Supreme Court must, in all sincerity, though they're on vacation, but they must hear it. My colleague is in the house. What's your take on this?
What happened yesterday in Rivers State and everything, for me, is the lowest level of it all. I'm talking about democracy degradation. And the reason why Nigerians are interested in this case is not because about Bola Tinubu or Rivers State, it's because people love Rivers State and all of that. Judiciary is about to lose something big. The Constitution is about to be trashed. And so we want to hear their own part of the whole gist. What is this all about? Do you guys sanction it? Unfortunately, House of Assembly, National House of Assembly, they sanction it. And so that when another government comes, the likes of them Akpabio, I pray, Heavenly Father, to keep all of them alive. They will be fully alive. Nothing will happen to them. And I even pray that they should be in their house that time, so that when maybe another president comes on board, when he will put a military administrator in Lagos State, in Akwa Ibom State, possibly in Cross River State and in Rivers State also, we shouldn't say anything. Why? Because the truth of the matter is, every little thing that will happen because of this particular movement that have taken place, every little thing that happened, state of emergency will come in. The governor will be suspended. And then they'll call you. See, a lot of people were saying in Lagos it cannot happen. Watch out when it will happen. Is it not when it happened? There will be a reference. That Bola Tinubu did what? Did it for 6 good months. It wasn't even something they said. And judiciary did not do anything. So judiciary, if they don't speak now, they will forever remain silent. That's the truth. If they don't speak now, if they continue to pretend as if that document is not in their hand, possibly because their darling boy is involved in it, when a northern president, because the truth is that in Nigeria, one thing that is very consistent is breaking records. And so another guy is going to come in and he will want to break the record. We'll hear that after election, maybe after 1 year or 2 years into it, 4 states went down for emergency rule and all of that. It was given out. Then by the time we get to another time, a time will come, one person will come on half of the whole nation. There will be a military rule because unfortunately my own party is not in all those. So half of the nation will go in. They will shed tears by virtue of this decision. They should wait. And I pray God that all of them, starting from the president to, everybody, God will keep all of them alive. I saw the other time Obasanjo was hitting the table, talking about corruption. I laughed. I said, all these other people, God will, none of them will die. Long life and prosperity. 101 years. You will stay even 120. And you will see what the country via you has turned out to be. Because unfortunately, the constitution has been trashed.
All right, let's go wrap it up. Let's meet in the conversation. What's your take? Have a nice